Morning, everybody. Welcome to the investor webinar for TMK Energy. I'm Dougal Ferguson, and I'll be taking you through the webinar today. We are recording this webinar, and it will be available on our website for future reference. If anyone would like to replay it or repost it, that'd be fine. Thanks for joining us today. Look, I'll bring a presentation in a second, but the purpose of this webinar is really just to keep investors informed of our current entitlement issue that's in progress at the moment, and also some recent developments in the company with respect to drilling activity and announcement today with regards to directors and management taking additional stake in the company through a salary reduction and some cost initiatives we're introducing as well into the business. I'll just share my screen now. So 1 second to everybody. So yes, welcome to the webinar, and I'll give you a quick update, as I said, on the capital raising and also the drilling activity underway at the moment. Look, firstly, I think hopefully everyone's familiar with the company and sort of its key attributes and sort of the investment opportunity that exists for a TMK. We've obviously got a very large resource in Mongolia that's been proven through drilling in previous campaigns. Significant upside still remains in the block outside of our core area where we have our contingent resource. And we're in a country that is, right next door to China, energy hungry, within some immediate markets around us. And more recently, earlier this year in July, we got some fairly significant approvals to proceed with drilling activities over the next 5 years. Just a quick corporate snapshot. I think everyone's familiar with the price and unfortunately the decline we've sort of had over the last 12 months or so following our Talon transaction. But that's not the only, obviously, reason for the decline in the price. I think just general market conditions, but also people have been waiting for us to demonstrate our the commerciality of this project, and so that's what we've been working towards this year, and hopefully now we're well and truly on the path to do that. We recently raised a little bit more funding through a placement, and now we currently have an entitlement issue open. The terms of that we'll go through in a minute. Just the timetable on that, we today announced we're just extending the date for the closing for another 3 days to the next Friday. Is now the closing date, the 25th of October. We're on a pretty short timetable to close the rights issue or the entitlements issue previously, but based on some feedback from shareholders, we've just given a 3-day extension to allow people to get their forms, etc., into us. Just on the rights issue, it's a 1-for-8 at 0.002 with a 1-for-2 free option. All shareholders who were recorded on the record date can participate and also have the ability to apply for any shortfall as part of that, as part of the offer. And some of those applications are coming in already as we speak. The rights issue or entitlement issue is to raise up to $2 million. Just quickly on the board and management, as mentioned this morning, we announced that all the board and management are taking a 50% equity over the next 6 months. So 50% reduction in cash fees, which I think is a good signal to shareholders that we all believe in the project. We all understand that it's been a tough road for the last 12 to 18 months for the company and shareholders. But look, we're all fully invested and we really want to see this succeed. We believe this will succeed, and are putting our sort of money where our mouth is. Likewise, I think certainly the management in Australia and the majority of the board are participating in the entitlements issue up to the full extent they can. So look, just maybe I'll give you a bit of an update. I'll start playing this video. Unfortunately, I don't think the sound will work, but we've had a bit of test run which didn't seem to work. But anyway, I'll play this video and this is our current operation of drilling up in the Gurvantes project at the moment. So just a quick update of where we are. We started the three-well program about a week or so ago. The rig was mobilised down there, and we're currently drilling the first well. We're about halfway through the primary objective, which is in the upper coal seam. Probably got another up to 24 hours. We should get to TD on this particular well. This is Lucky Fox number 5 at the moment we're drilling. And then once we complete drilling activities on this well, run the liners, we'll move to the next well, which is likely to be Lucky Fox 6, and then move back to Lucky Fox 4 at the end, and that's just purely for logistical reasons on the pad. These wells are all being drilled within the immediate area of the pilot wells, sort of, if you like, infill drilling to increase the density of the wells and increase the capacity to depressurize the field. So that is the key, if you like, learning we've had in the last 12 months or so, is that we have been successful in depressurizing the field, but we reached an equilibrium where we really had to have more, if you like, grunt to suck the water out of these wells, and or I should say the field, and that will get us to this depressurization quicker. So that's obviously the key driver for this extra drilling activity, and that's underway now. So we expect to finish the drilling by the end of October, early November, complete all the wells, commission all the wells by mid-November, and have them all on pump and producing by the end of November, early December. So that's where we're at. It's still, as you can see in the video here, weather's still pretty good in Mongolia. It's starting to get cold down where we are, but it's certainly not winter yet. But we should be fully operational with the wells before the sort of serious winter hits. As far as some questions we've received in the last sort of little while regarding well, why didn't we drill more wells in the beginning? Look, I think it's a combination of factors that have occurred, including Talon as our joint venture partner being taken over, and us having to deal with their interest by taking that back within TMK. So, but look, one of the reasons we didn't drill all these wells initially was that we expected that we would get to, well, we didn't actually know whether we would produce water at the rates we needed to produce to get to the depressurization we needed, and the high volume of water we were producing from, or the good water rates we were getting proved we had permeability, and therefore we were going to make progress. So look, it's a bit of a quid pro quo, as far as do you commit all the capital up front and drill more wells immediately, or do you sort of wait to see you've got to get a result and then drill more wells if you need to, which is really what we've ended up doing. So that's where we are. So just to give you an update, everyone sort of is familiar with where we are in Mongolia, very close to the border here, down in China, the Chinese border. But there's a high local demand in the immediate area, and that's, I guess, our immediate driver is to prove commerciality of these wells in the field and commercialise in the immediate area around where we are with the coal miners. Oops, sorry, I'll just get back. Look, again, I think everyone's hopefully well aware of where we're at. We're drilling these wells. We expect to have these on production by the end of the year, and we hope to receive this critical absorption pressure by no later than the end of March or the end of the first quarter next year. Beyond that, we're obviously progressing activities with regards to commercialisation, field development planning, etc. And with many of these approvals now in place, we can progress that pretty quickly next year. Look, I'll skip through this. I think everyone's fairly familiar with our plans and where we're at. And just quickly on the current drilling again, the The Lucky Fox 4, 5, and 6 wells, you can see on the diagram there, are sort of infill wells within the original wells we drilled 1, 2, and 3. Drilling Lucky Fox 5 now, and 4 and 5 should be drilled. Sorry, 4 and 6 should all be drilled by the end of this month. As I said, complete commission the new wells, commence the reservoir data gathering. So as part of this program, we're also running this thing called a DTS, which we haven't run before, which is some technology, fiber optic cable run down the wells that show us which parts of the upper coal seam are the most productive for both water and for gas. So that'll be a very good data point that we haven't had to date, and allow us to sort of, if you like, refine our completion techniques going forward for the future development of the field. So that's pretty much the presentation, and really it's stop sharing. Up to sort of shareholders. If you have any questions, I'll just quickly go back to the entitlement issue. So if anyone doesn't have the documentation or the right paperwork, please feel free to contact the company, either myself or the share registry or Atomic, and they can send you documents and forms you may need to participate. I know these things tend to get lost in emails nowadays with electronic. All the emails we get from various companies and various third parties. So please, if you have lost it or missed it, contact us and we can supply with that information, no problem. So I'm going to go to a couple of questions. Why is the pay cut happening? Someone's asked. Look, it's really, as I mentioned, we're showing commitment to the company. It's not a pay cut; it's just a 50% taking of equity, and I think that just shows to shareholders we're trying to preserve cash, and B, we're trying to demonstrate to shareholders that we believe in this project. We're putting our money into this project, not only through a pay 50% salary sacrifice, but also through actually contributing real funds as part of the entitlement issue. So it's purely an indication to shareholders that we believe in it. And number two is we do obviously want to get to that critical point where we can show the market we will get commercial rates out of these wells, and can get commercial rates out of these wells. And I think that's a game changer for everybody in the business and the company. Lucky Fox 5 is located how far? Well, from Lucky Fox 1, 2, and 3. Well, these are infill wells within, if you like, there's a triangle. If you're looking on a plane view, there's a triangle of wells, and we're basically drilling within that triangle. So they're close, up between 50 to 75 meters apart. So these wells are dense enough, if you like, to really achieve the result we need from the depressurization. Well, look, as far as another question was regarding the flaring of the wells. Look, we have turned the wells right down to minimum pump speeds during the drilling process, purely because part of the, if you're pumping and depressurizing, pulling water out of the other wells, and you're currently drilling, within that sort of area, there is the chance that you can suck some of the drilling fluids into the formation and ruin the formation, and then reduce the productivity of those wells going forward. So we have reduced the pump speeds right down to the lowest level we can during the drilling process. Sorry, just quickly running through some of these questions. Obviously, once we get the one question is regarding what do we expect the gas to do, production to do once we get these wells back on production, and towards the end of the first quarter 2025. Look, that's certainly our target date. We would hope it's before that. We would expect, and of course no one knows the answer to this exactly, but we would expect, and based on the advisors we've had, that to get gas production pretty quickly from these new wells. But then the actual depressurization is the key, and getting to that critical desorption pressure may take 1, 2, or 3 months from when these wells are put on production. We're hoping by the end of Q1 2025, we'll have a very strong indication one way or another of which way they're heading. The last question I've got at the moment is what are the indicators of the size of the gas field? And is it still within our original estimates? So look, the answer is yes, it is. Nothing has changed with respect to our certainly with our 2C resources at the moment that we have within the Naran area of the 1.2 TCF, 2C number. So nothing has changed there. The advisors, experts have all said that the longer these things take to dewater, the more gas ultimately get out of these wells. So that is a good thing, I guess, in some respects, that these are taking a little while to get to that critical desorption pressure. The coal thicknesses, they haven't changed. There's been no sort of indication at this point of any change in the parameters that have been previously disclosed to shareholders. So short answer to the question is no, there's no change in the estimates. We will obviously get more data with these 3 wells and this new DTS technology we're running. So that may have some effect in the future, but at this stage, there's no change. Just another one came through here. So look, with regards to commercial flow rates, that's always a question we're asked, and we would hope that 100,000 cubic feet per day is good enough to be a commercial flow rate from these shallow vertical wells. We would expect and hope that would be higher, but that would be a minimum commercial threshold and the rate we'd like to see coming from these wells. Not immediately, and it will take some time to build these rates up. Even once we're at critical absorption, the rates are expected to build for the first 12 to 18 months of production, and then after that you peter off and have a long slow decline curve on these wells. So look, I think anything above 100 is commercial. 500 would be fantastic, 1 million would be outstanding. So cubic feet a day. But let's see where we get to with these wells, and that's certainly not a prediction from my part. Next question: DTS tech will we put down the first 3 wells? We're running the DTS on one of these 3 wells, and we're putting the second, if you like, and this plan is the current plan. The second of the cables down one of the existing wells, and we'll be doing some compare and contrast on the data from those to see the results and what the effect of the wells are on each other. But look, the DTS is actually, we own this. We will own the equipment once we've acquired it, and we can run these cables like these fibre cables down any well we like, and we can take them out of one, put them in the other during workovers, etc., etc. So it'll be an ongoing process. Sorry, just a clarification for the last one. Is that per well? And the answer is yes, that's per well. On the rates per well we're expecting. Now, just in relation to this current program, these are very close together, and really these are a demonstration of commerciality and that we can get to critical desorption, which is again one of the key risks, if you like, of this project and any coal seam gas project for that matter around the world. So we would expect that in the future the well spacing won't be anywhere near as tight as these current wells are being drilled. But this is really to get to that point quicker and faster than we otherwise would if we just kept pumping on with the existing 3 wells. Sorry, just a couple of questions here. Look, I guess with the first 3 wells we drilled, we did have some, in particular with one well, we had some fines into the wellbore that did create some problems with the pumps, and we did have to pull the pumps a couple of times and basically clean them up and rerun them. So look, we've learned obviously a lot from that particular well, and we'll be managing that going forward. The other 2 wells, we've had no issues whatsoever. The pumps have been running pretty much 24/7 for 12 months, so they've been very, very consistent. So yeah, we obviously, as I said, we've learnt with through the experience of this one particular well, and with regards to pump speeds and how quickly bring them online, etc., etc. The lower seam, question here regarding the lower seam. Look, the lower seam does still have huge potential going forward. But, I think with the low hanging fruit, if you like, and the upper coal seam, which has indicated better permeability from the initial testing we did, and it's been shown to have good permeability with the water flows we're getting. That's obviously the key focus right now. But again, once we prove that and we can show that these coals do produce gas at commercial rates, certainly the lower coal seam has huge potential and I think very large prospective resources associated with it. And we'll be probably chasing that with future exploration wells and appraisal development wells in the future. So look, I think that's all the questions I've got at the moment. But I'd just like to thank everyone for joining. And yeah, any questions? Again, feel free to contact the company. We would encourage shareholders to seriously consider this current entitlement issue. It is at a very low price point, and I think we are in this phase now where this drilling program really. Should demonstrate the commerciality of this project and really help drive us going forward. And as I said, it will all be completed within the next month or two. And within hopefully first quarter next year, we'll have certainly some additional information and results that we should be able to demonstrate to the market that this project has a big future and is potentially a game changer for both not only TMK but Mongolia and the CBM industry in Mongolia in general. Just on that point, I think it's fair to say that we are the most active CBM player in Mongolia. We're the most advanced. We've got here very, very quickly by comparison to some of the other players, but also in general, I think we've moved very quickly. Drilled sort of 5, 7, or really 7 exploration wells in the early stages, 3 pilot wells last year, and now drilling another 3 pilot wells. Logistically, it can be difficult in Mongolia to get the equipment into the country, and there is a lack of services in the country available. But Major are an excellent partner for us and have really helped us deliver. Are delivering these 3 wells in this drilling program at the moment. So. Yep, we hope to accelerate that and build the industry and build the all those services that come with it. And as I say, I think the saying goes, if you build it, they will come. And I think we are in that process of building it, and not only other service providers and professionals will come into the industry in Mongolia, but also the market will come to us. If we find a significant amount of gas in Mongolia and can produce and prove we can produce it commercially. That'll be the first time that's occurred in Mongolia, and there is huge demand in the mining industry. Our local area, obviously, China next door is the ultimate game in the future. Well, thanks very much, everybody, and we'll keep everyone updated with the progress and fingers crossed, and it'll hopefully all goes well. Thank you very much. Okay, cheers.